This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to cover this because this is something you're going to see more and more often now. They're starting to take Freemasonry, and I've shown you the videos of some of the stuff that goes on. They show you some of the rituals that they do. I think one of them was a documentary from the 80s. They don't fully reveal what they really do, but you were able to see the contradictions in those videos. And if you haven't seen them, I definitely recommend you check out at least part of it or take it in doses, because it is overwhelming, a lot of this stuff. But they contradict the Bible. They contradict, they'll say this one thing, but they're really not taking an oath, they're to Jesus Christ. They pretend, though, that they're doing this stuff on the Bible and that they're swearing to God. It's all a part of this deception of Freemasonry. But what's happened is, because of people like you out there, the listeners who are spreading this information, what's happening now is they have no choice but to bring Freemasonry into the spotlight, because people are starting to hear this stuff. I've been talking about it for a couple years since I've been on YouTube. Many people have been talking about it, exposing it for a while since it's been going on. And what's happening is more and more people are starting to hear people like me, and they're going, why is there one in every town? What does go on inside of there? And they're getting more suspicious of these people. They're seeing their rituals be exposed now because of the internet and all this stuff that's out there, this information that people can get. So what they have to do is, think of it this way. When I talk about the Satanic Temple, right? They have the Church of Satan, the Satanic Temple. They'll invite you inside their doors. Hey, come. We're not killing babies. We're not doing this stuff. We're just here. We're atheists. We're having, conversation and dialogue. And they'll invite the news in. They'll invite the New York Post in. Whoever will go, they'll go on Fox News, and they present themselves in this fashion of atheists. Look, we're not doing this. We're not killing. We speak intellectually, and they're creating a seed in people's heads about Satanism and what it is. They're doing the same thing now with Freemasonry, and that's why they released this documentary on the BBC, where they claim that, they're going to expose the real secrets that hide in plain view in Freemasonry. And the New York Post wrote an article about it a week or two ago. And, a bunch of people talked about this BBC documentary. And I'm going to read it to you, because you, the listener of this channel, you understand what they're trying to do. They're not going to tell you about this different levels and the rankings about worshiping Lucifer, right? They're going to try to twist and say, look, we don't need to hide anymore. Okay, we'll show people what we do since they're curious. And they'll show you a taste of it. And people go, oh, that's kind of weird, but I guess it's like a fraternity kind of a thing, right? Oh, okay, it's no big deal. That way people won't be suspicious of it anymore, and they'll move on from it. So when they hear people like me and you go, hey, why don't you go question that and go look into it? And they'll go, all right, maybe I will, because I don't know what this is and why it's here. So they want it to be in the mainstream so that people can just go, listen, you're mumbo-jumboing about Freemasonry, you're mumbo-jumboing about Satanism. They're showing us what they do inside, and then everybody buys it. They eat it all up, and it's nothing but a pile of crap, because it's nothing but lies. So the article is talking about how for centuries the secrets of Freemasons were known only to members. But that's about to change after the BBC were given unprecedented access to several Scottish lodges, the Freemason term for chapters or branches, to create a brand new documentary. The society evolved out of Scotland after stonemasons working on the country's public buildings in the 1500s banded together in a similar way to modern trade unions in a bid to protect the secrets and interests of their trade, right? So now this is the thing that they're using this documentary for, is they're going to remind people, well, this is why they're Freemasons. Oh, these people built buildings and they did this. Oh, okay, they did stuff with their hands. And, oh, they got together because they all were in the same trade. Nothing but a bunch of crap. The article goes on to talk about, the history of the lodge and by 1599, the guy who built castles and palaces for James VI had laid down rules for members to abide by, including they shall be true to one another and live charitably together as becometh sworn brethren and companions of the craft. Now, that's something that's important. I mean, if you're awake, obviously you know what they're saying right there. The common person will just read over that and go, okay, it sounds like a frat. Right? But they're telling you right there, remember, philanthropy and charity is one of the key things that they use, that all of these celebrities use. They use it for a reason, not because they want to write off taxes. They use it because it's a strong method of mind control. I had a video about Skull and Bones and about the specific things that they were teaching the members. That Rockefeller Sr. at the time, I forget, and Prescott Bush, and they're making sure that they were implementing this mindset of, listen, if you convince people that you're charitable and you do this stuff, you create this vision of who you are to people. So people see you out in town. Oh, they're working at a children's hospital. They could never be child molesters right? That wouldn't make any sense. Why, they could never do this. They can never be that. Look, they're doing so much. They're giving so much back. And now you see on television, I mean, you go to the freaking, you go to Wawa or you go to McDonald's, you order something. I mean, I don't go there. I'm just thinking of a place off the top of my head. Anywhere, grocery store, Walmart, right? You pay for your crap that you get, your poison or whatever you're putting on yourself or whatever you're buying. Right? And then they ask you for what at the end? Do you want to give $1 for cancer? You want to give $2 for cancer? How about you guys give us some money back for the taxes that we pay, which go to nothing except you dumping chemicals on us? That would be pretty nice. So again, the mindset, right? The oath that they took to be true to one another, to live charitably together, and be companions of the craft. The craft they speak of is witchcraft. But the common person hears the term craft, and they think it means, they're talking about arts and crafts, or they're talking about, their craftsmanship with their hands. It's not what they're talking about. It says, but it wasn't until 1641 when soldier and diplomat Sir Robert Murray joined a stonemason's lodge. And I'm laughing because it's just this is crap. This is the crap they put through the media. And you could just read between the lines of the brainwashing and how people are just going to go, oh, how interesting. I learned about the Freemasons today. They're not a secret anymore. I know all about them. They know nothing. The Grand Lodge of Scotland, they go on to talk about Bob Cooper spoke with the BBC for Secrets of the Freemason documentary, which is just aired in the UK. He said Freemasons were especially well known for their trademark handshake and rolled up pant legs. Oh, how kooky. The handshake is a way of identifying one to another, especially when they had to move around Scotland looking for work. Really? Oh my gosh. And listen, people, you could feed these people whatever you want. They will eat it up and believe it. They don't question a thing. They don't question it. They said, he rolled up his pants. He said rolled up pants were a symbolic gesture. What it means is that your skin touches the lodge. There's a physical contact between you and the lodge. I mean, huh? Oh, yeah, it sounds like something, 50-year-old men who are building things with bricks. They have a secret oath where they roll up their pant legs so they can be one with the lodge. That's what they're doing after, working 10 hours of hard labor. I mean, give me a break. You got to be really dumb to believe this stuff. It says it's just a very old and peculiar way of emphasizing the fact that you've entered an organization that you're never going to renege on. So entered an organization that you can never leave, which is true. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect is the Freemason initiation ceremony, something some shrouded in mystery has never been filmed even to this day. Current members are sworn to secrecy, and details of what happens during a ceremony are murky. However, ex-members who went on to leave the society have previously revealed some details online. That is true. You can leave, but you get gang stalked is really what ends up happening from stories that I've read. People who have left, because, literally they're not going to force you to show up, but you have to pay, they'll send you league dues or what do they call them? You pay like a fee to be a part of this lame organization, and they will gang stalk you and harass you. They really will. People have horror stories about the stuff that they do mentally to people. So it says this is where this will get under everybody's skin, and it should. What is known is that the ceremony is based on a Bible story involving Hiram Abif, who built the Temple of Solomon, and don't get on me for mispronouncing, because I mispronounce everything, who built the Temple of Solomon, but was attacked and killed after refusing to reveal the secrets of his building. So now they're tying it in with the Bible, which is listen, when you critically think, you know what they're doing. When you don't, these words are trigger words, right? Freemasons, Bibles, following Bible stories. They take an oath on the Bible. They must be a Christian organization. That's how people think. Everybody's going boom, boom, boom. Nobody's asking questions. And then they read stuff like this, see stuff like this, and they're told stuff like this, and they just believe it. It says it's believed the biblical story is somehow reenacted during a Freemason initiation ceremony with a new recruit promising to never give away the secrets of the society. I guess they want to leave out the part of how the new initiate member, or whatever you want to call him, is sitting in his tighty-whitey underwear with his skid marks with a blindfold on, and the guy's got a sword up to his throat. It says, while no member would give away more details to the BBC, of course they wouldn't. Why don't you give us the details of who you worship? But you know what? They will eventually say, they worship Lucifer. And people go, so what? Let them worship Lucifer. That's how insane this has gotten. Another reason why Freemasons are so endlessly fascinating to non-members is the belief that members of the group help each other to get ahead in life. A view that took hold thanks to the huge number of high-profile Masons in the past, and the rumor that Masons in the police force would let brothers off the hook for various offenses. So they're trying to deflect off of that. All of that is true. We know that they're a network. You don't get in prominent positions unless you're in these secret societies, and not just a first, second, or third degree member. All these politicians, they might be parts of different cults and covens, okay, but they also have gone through the Freemason ranks. I mean, it's like the minimal requirement. So it goes on to say it certainly worked for renowned poet and Freemason Robert Burns, whose secret society friends snapped up 2/3 of all copies of his first book in 1786. But according to modern members, that's no longer the case. They said, I've heard it said that people only become Freemasons in order to get a leg up in the greasy pole. That's probably not a good choice of words there at the greasy pole, pal. Jeez, what greasy pole is he talking about? So there are quite possibly occasions where people have got together within Freemasonry with the intent of doing that, but that is not the purpose of the Freemasons. Another criticism of the organization is the fact that women have traditionally been barred from joining and participating. However, Scotland's deputy grandmaster told the BBC members benefited from gender segregation. He said, we get criticized at times because we are men only, but I firmly believe there are times when men need to be with men, and there are times when women need to be with women. I think if we are tolerant to the fact that Freemasonry provides the ideal outlet for men, and they'd say they are around 5 million Masons globally. Now, we all know that that's a bunch of crap. There are female Freemasons. There's also this thing called the Eastern Star, but they don't want to reveal that, because then people are really going to see the pentagram, right? They see the Baphomet pentagram right there. People might start asking some questions, might get a little suspicious about their witchcraft. Don't talk about D. Malay. Don't talk about rainbow girls. Don't talk about Job's daughters. So they're not covering anything that matters. But what they're doing with right now, and the reason I did the video, is letting you know you're going to start hearing this stuff. So don't be surprised. This is going to be something you have to combat. So when you try to wake other people up, almost like you're going to have to just prepare them and say, listen, they're giving you a taste. If somebody says that they're doing something, they automatically mean that that's what they're doing. They're putting on a show for you. They're saying, look, people are going, okay, well, I'm hearing about this Freemason stuff. A call for an uprising. Some people out there, they're talking about Freemasons. Who are these people? What are they doing in there? And suddenly they're going, all right, we're going to have to, the way technology is now, how much longer can we hide this? So let's just show everybody some simple stuff. We'll keep talking about the Bible and how we use the Bible and we swear on the Bible, even though no one's, if you read between the lines and you actually see what they do not follow Jesus Christ, but they're going to portray that they're Christian men, that they're noble, they're charitable, they're a brotherhood, and everyone's going to buy it. So this is what's coming now. This stuff that we already see the Satanist out and about, and they're going, oh, we're atheists, we don't believe in it, nothing but lies. That's how they get people to not, pretty much want to lock them up in cages. Although in this society, people want to be Satanists because everybody's just lost their mind and they believe in do without wilt, and it's really sad to see. But the same with the Masons. They're going to come out more in the open. People are going to go, listen, it's not just going to be, oh, we see them at a parade in our town, stuff like that. You're going to see shows on TV. You might even see characters in shows who put, in fictional shows like, I don't know what sitcoms are on anymore, but, those types of shows that have a character, it could be a Freemason, and people go, oh, what is that? And I go, oh, it's just like a fraternity kind of thing. We go bowling afterwards. That's how they get people to go along with the ride. That's how they get people so that when they hear something like this, when they hear someone like me talk, they'll already have an answer in place instead of going, I don't know what that is. Please tell me. They'll already go, no. I've seen it. I've heard about them. I know what they do. I know a Mason, for crying out loud. And they'll continue to divert people and get this stuff pushed in our faces. So they're pushing this now at the BBC documentary. It's just, they reveal nothing, okay? They reveal absolutely nothing. They show you some of their lame rituals. They talk about Freemasons building things. I mean, it's laughable. They leave out the one important thing, that they worship Lucifer. They leave out Albert Pike's teachings. They leave out morals and dogma. Why don't they talk about that? I don't want to talk about that, do they? I wonder why. I don't want to talk about Pike's teaching. I think I know why, though. I thank you for listening to today's show. Be aware of these things, okay? Be aware that all this stuff, it's not getting leaked by them because of the fact that, it's going to get exposed for you. No, because they know through mind control, they have to show people a little taste of it so that people won't be caught off guard. They won't be like, yeah, what is that? That is kind of weird. And that's how it works, They don't give you any taste of truth, but they go, listen, we're not hiding anything here. These people are whack jobs, conspiracy theorists. And everybody will just continue going along, getting smoke blown up their rear end, believing all this stuff. It's unbelievable. Thank you again for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.